Welcome to Low Country Spotlight. I'm your host, Margie Pizarro. I want to thank you all for just tuning in week in and week out. We certainly appreciate you all giving us the opportunity to share with you some of the wonderful things that we have going on in the community. Now, today, our thrust over the last couple of weeks has been on community service. And, you know, with the holidays coming up, we find ourselves with many opportunities that we can help the less fortunate and we can just help make our community a better place. To that end, today in the studio we have Miss Diane Sutton, who is the president of the Charleston chapter of
Jack and Jill of America Incorporated.
Jack and Jill of America Incorporated. Thank you for helping me with that.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much for being here today, Diane.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm so glad you could be here. Now, Jack and Jill, I'm not very familiar with the organization, but tell our audience a little bit about some of the things that you all do, as well as what your focus is.
Okay. Jack and Jill of America is the oldest African American family organization. We were founded in 1938, and it's basically an organization that will help us to develop our children with leadership skills. We have programming thrusts, cultural, educational, civic. We also have a nonprofit arm, which is the Jack and Jill of America Foundation, and we are a big supporter of the Teacher Supply Closet.
Yeah.
This year we sponsored Students with the Color of Music, and we also supported the AALC, which is an African American affinity group, an arm of the Trident United Way.
Wow, it sounds like y'all are really busy. And this is an organization for young people.
This is an organization, the mothers are the members, but it is an organization for children.
Wow.
And what we do is we're a national organization, and we all have to meet certain programming thrusts, and that's leadership, education, cultural, and civic. So every month we have several age groups. In our chapter we have 4 age groups, and every month they have an activity from August through May. And those children have to plan, the mothers have to plan an activity for their children, and it has to meet one of the programming thrusts. So every mother has a requirement in that she has to sponsor an activity, and that activity would meet the thrust of education, leadership, cultural, or civic. And also we have a teen group, and they're very active in that they do their own fundraising, and all of that money, we don't keep any on the local level. All that money goes to the Jack and Jill of America Foundation or one of our local charities.
Wow. It seems like you all are really busy, and it's so unusual to hear of young people being so involved in public service and community service, and I'm sure that benefits them throughout their college careers and even in their young adult life.
It does, and it teaches them to give back. To whom much is given, much is required. And our children are certainly blessed in that we make sure that whatever it is they need, education-wise, leadership-wise, we make sure that as parents, as mothers, we give that to them. But our expectation is, with all the wonderful skills and knowledge they develop, that they take that back into the community and give back. And we want Jack and Jill to be known as a community service organization, in that whatever needs we can meet with our community, that we're going to go out there, or in the community, we're going to go out there and do it. Jack and Jill has a literacy program through the foundation. We adopted years ago, 18 years ago, as a matter of fact, a set of quintuplets, and we have sponsored them throughout the year. This year is their first year in college, and it's the national organization is you know, and we all contribute as various chapters in the country, and there's about 230 chapters nationwide, divided into 7 different regions. So we all support the foundation and those quintuplets. And this year, they're first-year college students.
So basically, you all started with them when they were first born?
When they were first born. We just kind of adopted them and supported them financially, you know, just with moral support. And so now they're college students, so we're very proud of that.
Did they all go to the same college, I wonder?
They went to different colleges, and they have, I think maybe a couple went to college and maybe one went into the military. I'm not quite sure. But we have supported them, and we continue to give them support through college.
That is awesome. Now, you also mentioned the Teacher Supply Closet, and you know, we hear that throughout the Low Country. Tell us a little bit about Jack and Jill's involved with the Teacher Supply Closet.
Well, Jack and Jill partnered with other local organizations to found the Teacher Supply Closet. And what we do is we ask for monetary donation, and we support them monetarily as well. And what we do is get supplies, and the teachers from Title I schools have a teacher shopping day.
Oh,
And
wow.
they go into the teacher supply closet on their during their assigned shopping time, and they are allowed to get whatever supplies they need to take back to their classrooms.
Wow.
Those supplies are free of charge.
And so Title I schools, those are schools that are in lower socioeconomic
Yeah, and it's in
environments.
Charleston, Berkeley, and Dorchester County. So we
Wow.
support those Title I schools and those children who are in need. And Jack and Jill, like I said, we're a community service organization, so we want to make sure that if we can facilitate getting supplies, getting
Yeah.
money to the teacher supply closet, that's what
Yeah.
we do. Most recently, they sponsored a golf tournament, and the
Okay.
funds from that will go to support the teacher supply closet. Now, we are not the direct sponsors of the golf tournament, but we definitely are supporting them in that.
Wow.
And then in March, Jack and Jill will sponsor the Taste of Black Charleston.
Oh, wow.
And a portion of those funds will go to the teacher supply closet and a couple of other local charities. So we'll keep that, and then we'll send a portion of that to our national organization to support the national foundation.
Now, how many students and families do you have involved in the program? Is it per year? Is it, first off, what are the age requirements?
Right now we have 41 members, and the
Okay.
age requirements to get in are children from ages 2 to 19.
Oh, wow.
And if you have to get in touch with a local member, a local member of the Charleston chapter, and have them sponsor you into the organization.
Okay.
And once you're voted into the organization, you learn all the components,
Yeah.
what the requirements are, how many activities you have to be involved in, how many things you have to sponsor. So it's quite an extensive process, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It
a lot of
certainly
work.
sounds like y'all
It's
do a lot of
We
work.
do a lot of
Yeah.
work, and the biggest thing we want the community to know, or the most important thing we want the community to know, is that we are a family organization,
yeah.
but we're a family organization a mother's organization for children.
Yeah.
And our largest component is educating our children, teaching them leadership skills, and also helping them to understand the importance of giving back and community service.
Yeah, and it sounds like you all are doing that. Now, I've seen a couple of pictures with kids like at formal events or with kids that take college tours, and all of this is a part of your different thrusts for education and leadership.
All those are different components of it. Now, with the educational, mostly the older children will go and tour HBCUs. That's one of our focuses for this year, or for the next 2 years, is to make sure our children understand the importance of historically Black colleges and universities, and take them on tour so they understand, why those institutions belong in our community and are an important part of our organization. And they also sponsor their own fundraising activities. They will have a formal coming up in December where they wear their black tie and formal gowns.
Oh, yeah.
And so we really want to prepare them for what's to come in the future.
We are out of time. I told you this little 8-minute segment was going to fly by. We have been talking to Diane Sutton, who is the president of the Charleston chapter of
Jack and Jill of America Incorporated.
She says it so much better than I do. Thank you so much. We
You're
will
welcome.
have all of the information about some of the fundraising efforts for Jack and Jill on our Facebook page. Don't go anywhere. Low Country Spotlight will be right back.